This video is brought to you by BetUS Sportsbook and Casino.
Boys and girls, good evening, good afternoon. Breaking news. The Ducks are back at it again. We can all calm down. We can simmer down. Dan Lanning, he's got this ship right and back as you land yourself a top 3 offensive tackle in Cody Green, and this young man is an absolute beast. Derek the Duck Zelmer, you can rest. I've been poking and jabbing with some flips from you guys. You haven't taken it lightly. You answer the knock. You land yourself, Mr. Cody Green. Talk about it.
Yeah, man, this is a major pickup. Like I said, I got sick of you texting me saying, Utah's taking our recruits and stuff like that. So I had to make a call to Dan, make sure we got a big OT. And yeah, that's exactly what we got here. So obviously comes out of Modern Day Academy, which is a school he's transferring into this year from the state of Washington. He'll be playing with current Oregon commits Nazir Wyatt and Jordan Davison. But dude is an absolute beast, as you've kind of alluded to so far. And the tape is even more impressive. Mind you, when you do watch his tape, we only see 2 years of high school tape on it being his freshman and sophomore years. But the man is taking these grown men and driving them back 10, 15 yards, pancakes left and right. You don't see a lot of young offensive linemen at the high school level who are able to pull stunts effectively. And that's something is very evident on tape. So he's very advanced in his technically, size wise, 6'6", 285, that's a great size in that wheelhouse. And, he will grow, he will continue to get stronger, which is great. And then, I think this is especially important because, you kind of alluded to one of the misses we just had with Aaron Dunn being an offensive lineman who went to Utah. And, you kind of take a look at this 25 class, and we got some pieces in there. Don't get me wrong. This is not me bashing the current commits by any stretch, that they are incredibly talented players. But I don't think, you can look at our recruiting class this year and say the offensive line is a strength. As we know, the Big Ten being a place where the trenches are that much more important, it is pivotal that we land these high school recruits. In the portal era, you can kind of soften some of these blows, but at the end of the day, landing these elite high school offensive tackles are what you're going to need to sustain that success long term.
The trenches is something that I believe. Look, the portal is going to be able to fix a lot of pieces. I think you can plug in quarterbacks; they can have some success pretty quickly. Cornerbacks, running backs, wide receivers, right? Those skill player positions. But the trenches is something we haven't really seen transition as cleanly as smoothly. Again, not everybody falls into that category, but the teams that are going to maintain success are going to ones that build within in those trenches, and it starts with somebody like Cody Green. Again, a top 50 player nationally across all recruiting platforms. I wouldn't be surprised if this kid's a top 5 or a 5-star by the end of this entire thing. Again, he has an entire season left underneath him. And I know offensive line, we say this isn't flashy, but to me, they're as sexy as they come. I think they're so much harder to find a really good, talented offensive lineman. They're always had appeal, but I feel like their appeal is growing more and more. You even see it in the league, right? Running backs, I like to look at fantasy football, kind of give you a gauge of where the eyeballs and where the mindset is of this game. Running backs are losing value in fantasy football because the quality isn't there. There's too much of it. It's kind of just all maneuvered out. There's a lot of good guys, not 2 or 3 that really stand out. 4 or 5 guys are like, yep, you have to go and get them anymore. And again, offensive tackle, think about drafting the same way. It's hard to get good talent to protect your franchise quarterback, and we're seeing a shift in NFL too. Again, I'm speaking to the NFL because college mimics that. It follows that same kind of track record. How do we find our franchise quarterback? Okay, we found him. Now, how do we protect him? We can give him pieces, we can give him all these things, but if he can't get the ball off, none of that matters. And you guys got a slew of talented quarterbacks that you got to protect in Gabriel, Dante Moore, obviously 2025 commit, and a 2026 Jonas as well. So there's a lot of studs that you guys got to look to be protecting. And again, Cody Green, getting somebody like this, these guys, you expect them to come in and be impact players. Probably not year 1, given if your line is good enough, but year 2, Cody Green's going to be a huge asset on that tackle position unless there's just an absolute senior of a stud. So big pickup on this wonderful Monday afternoon for the Ducks and for Derek the Duck.
Yeah, obviously I can rest a little easier right now. But, another point you kind of alluded to here, it's, everything starts with the offensive line. If you're going to run the ball successfully, you need to have a good offensive line. If you want to throw the ball downfield, got to keep your quarterback upright. Got to have good offensive line play. And like we said, that's even more important heading into the Big Ten. It's something, Dan Lanning has realized very early on in his coaching career, having a Joe Moore finalist offensive line last year. probably going to be in that same contention this year. So, he understands the offensive line is where it starts offensively. And, this is a key piece to having a sustainable offensive line for years to come.
I love it. Now, before we go, boys, let's go ahead and give a shout out to our sponsors, which is BetUS. We are powered by BetUS all season long. If you want to get in on some action, including the over 10.5, or even just the odds to win the Big Ten, we're going to be talking about that the next week. First year in the Big Ten would be a massive splash if the Ducks are able to do that, which I want to check out those odds and see what how the BetUS is feeling about that. But link is in the description. Check that bad boy out. On your first 3 deposits up to $2,000, you get 125% back on your deposits. So out there throwing some cash. I also have live gambling, live casinos. I'm a big blackjack guy. Live tables, great time. I was on there earlier, not going to lie. It's a slippery slope. When I'm winning, it feels pretty good. So, again, check out that link in the description. We are happy to be partnered with these guys, and we'll be doing lines and over-unders all season long, game by game. Heisman on Dylan Gabriel, he's up there with a great opportunity to get it done as well. And, of course, keep your eyes and ears peeled for our weekly show, which will be dropping either later tonight or tomorrow. So keep the bell turned on. Again, we just surpassed 1,000 subs, which is absolutely incredible. The Duck fam is rolling. Can we talk about, this is bad luck if we bring it up what we were talking about before the show? Should we not do that? Is that bad luck?
Nah, I don't think so. I mean, we like to push the bounds around here. That's what we do.
That's fair. If there's a team that's going to push the boundaries, it's definitely the Ducks. So we were kind of just, you like to start counting your chickens before they hatch a little bit. And the season obviously has a ton of anticipation. I think this is one of the most highly anticipated football seasons in a very long time, given the realignment, given the excitement and head coaches with Hugh Freeze, with Dan Lanning, of course, Coach Prime out there in Colorado, Billy Napier, Mario Cristobal, those guys on the hot seat. There's a lot of movement that could be happening here. Harbaugh leaves Michigan, right? There's so much movement. And then, of course, you've got the 12-team playoff, which just makes this thing even more electric. And the hype behind Oregon is unreal. And 120 years, no natties. 1 year, high top Oregon is born. And look, we were saying if things were to go right in a line, we're not going to say, I don't want to, you see with the picture that we're painting there. I don't think it's a coincidence. That's all that we're saying. And we just want to make sure that our ticket is stamped for the parade. That's all that we're asking, guys. That's all.
Right. We just want our flowers, if it does happen,
Just
like
remember.
I don't believe in coincidence. Right. I don't believe in coincidences. Like we said, 120 years, no high top Oregon, first year of high top Oregon. Maybe something happens. I'm just saying we're that lucky charm. So if that is, I do think we're going to be like the new face of Oregon football. It's unfortunate. I know you as a Florida fan, that might be a little strange, but I'm
We're here
willing
for
to
it.
take that. So,
It could also be the first time you guys win the Big Ten championship, which again, coincidence? I think not. I just saying. There's
right.
a lot of firsts.
Too
here,
many
boys.
coincidences. Yeah, I don't know about all that.
A lot of first here. So you guys have had a Heisman winner, but I was going to say, we do the sweep, boys. That could be huge. So look, boys, it's going to be a fun season. So be sure to hop aboard, subscribe, drop a like. Let us know down in the comment section how you feel about this pickup Cody Green. Anything that you guys want to hear us talk about, let us know in the comments below. I'm Sheldon. That's Derek the Duck. We'll see you boys next time. Peace and love, baby.
This video is brought to you by BetUS Sportsbook and Casino.